Hello. No one is here. Actually, I can't put that way. Shit. I was gonna try and duck out of the way, but there's no space. That's unfortunate. No one's here. It's all an illusion. Nothing is real. Oops. So hello, everybody. Hi, Tillers. Hi, Day. Hi, Space Trask. You're supposed to be asleep. You are supposed to be asleep. Go to bed. If everybody else for whom it is not like 4 in the morning or some nonsense, happy to have you. We will be doing Worldbuilding today, and I attempted to be thematic. Realized I didn't have a pirate anything, so now I have a bandana around my neck. I was gonna do it around my head, but it looked funny. And I went, oh okay. And I also have my skull and bones gloves back on, because that felt related. Tried to sleep, it didn't work. Ugh. Rough. It is not 4 AM for you. It is 10 PM. Don't lie to me. Whew. So the reason I am just even vaguely piratically today is because... Ooh, it's the raid! The raiders! Ah! The raiders have come! Stay true, stay true. Oh, my phone is glitching. Ah! Ah! The raiders. Sorry for any dropping frames. My computer loves to drop frames at the start of every stream. It's really rude. No, pirate is a real problem. Have some rum. Can we trade temperatures? I'd rather not have 28 degrees, frankly. That sounds kind of awful. Well, okay, 28 degrees is fine. But, I feel like it would get hot in this room if I had 28 degrees, especially since I'm here for like 2 hours. And, like, this room doesn't have the heater on. It's in a different room behind a door. But, if I sit in here for long enough, it starts to warm up slowly over time. And then it's just disgusting. Like, I was in a voice call for like 6 hours yesterday, and it was quite warm in here, which is weird because it shouldn't be. But it's just as warm as the other room with the literal heater on, and I was like, well, okay then. Which, to be fair, is like 22 degrees, or maybe 20 if we account for like drop off. I need some 32. Ugh, 32 is my upper limit for outside temperatures. All of the temperature talk comes with the caveat that 30 degrees is my outside limit. Normally the house is at around 20, maybe 23. I think my heat is on 23, and usually we try and do the aircon at the same temp because that's decent, and it means there's not too huge a gap to the outside. Though of course, if it's 40 fucking degrees outside, that's a different matter entirely. I could open a window, you're right. I could, you're right. That requires effort. I have to climb on an entire bed to get there. I haven't played any more Minecraft since the stream on Saturday. I figure that can be a stream fun time, but we'll see. I might get bored sometime during the week and just play Minecraft. We'll see. Yeah, I imagine England is not ready for 30-degree temperatures. Every time England has a heat wave, everyone in Australia goes, ha 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 ha. Silly poms can't handle heat. And it's like, yeah, but it shouldn't be 30 degrees in England. Yeah, they can't handle the heat when they come here, but they shouldn't have to handle the heat in their own country, and yet it's 30 degrees. It's not fun. What did I say? Did I say something that I shouldn't have said? Oh no. Oh dear. Concern. I can't translate between Celsius and Fahrenheit, so honestly, 52 could mean anything. I mean, it is nonsense, but it could mean anything. Like, I swear all the time, that's not news. Oh, hello Andres! Thank you for the follow! Hello. I should be more cautious about swearing, because I am a moderator, so I should present respectably, but at the same time, I'm not streaming in my capacity as a moderator. I'm streaming in capacity as as somebody in my own house. So, you know, it's just kind of like, I have a bad case of the swears. Y'all should have known me when I was like 12. When I first found the internet, I had the worst potty mouth. Like, I'm trying vaguely to, like, you know, good language, but I'm like, fucking, fucking shit and piss. That's about as hardcore as it'll get. I try to avoid using, like, the more Australian swears, which tend to be a little harsher. The C word will not appear. Or I'll try not to anyway. Ah, jeez. So, what I switched pages, I shouldn't have. So today, what I'm going to work on, because my idea is that sometimes I just don't really have anything to work on, but I remembered, wait, I have a couple of articles lying in my backlog that I've written a bunch for, but I haven't actually finished. And so this is a country called, and I'm going to mess up my own pronunciations because language is hard, Kikuldust. Cool. I call it like Hikikuldust because it'd be like that, you know? And to sum it up very briefly, it is a pirate republic that may or may not have had a blood cult at some point, just real casually. And so they're fun. One day the Americans will realize they just switch systems to talk to the rest of the world. But not today. Hold on. Is it like 30? It's plus 30, right? Is it time to plus 30? 90, right? I don't know. I can't translate to Fahrenheit. I know there's a 30 involved. You know, the usual, you know, just real casual, you know, it just be like that. And so this article I started working on for the history challenge back in May/June because, well, I thought it would be a good article to do for it because the whole idea of this challenge was to, you know, write about an organization of any kind and include a timeline. That was the main bit. It needed to be an organization, have a timeline, and be written from a historical focus. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't understand. I guess it was more like focusing on the events of the country and not its management, which, fair. I kind of already do that. However, there came to be a problem, which was that, so I got to about here. So I got to here, right? I've written this much. It's about, I think, 500 words or so. I'm not sure. And I had what was the word limit? The word limit was, where is it? It was 2,500, including the timeline. So, oops. So I wrote 500 words of the body article. No worries, easy peasy. And then I got to here, right, to a bit where the dude who was in charge getting executed for piracy. And I realized, wait, there's 400 more years of history to go for this country. And while not all 400 of those are eventful, that is what we call a problem. And so I didn't end up writing about them. And you can tell that everything is very not flushed. Like I didn't know what to put here, so I just put, you know, vibe check. I'll figure it out. And then I have the timeline, and this was part of the reason I stopped using this particular organization for the challenge, because it's just, I wanted to put a lot of detail to explain what the fuck was going on. And the issue is, this adds up real quick. Oh, buddy. Oh, jeez. I didn't even get all the way because I needed to put, like... Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. A lot happened. So, oops. So we have that. But I thought that, hey, it's an unfinished article, and I already know most of what goes in the history section because I've literally already written about it down here. So, hey, pretty easy, I guess. Isn't it great how we can come up with these cool country names that look great in print, and then we're asked to pronounce them? I have a pronunciation guide. I just can't, because what I did for this country, well, for this like ethno-linguistic area, what I did was I had it so any vowel could be preceded by a Y or a W. And that makes sense, right? So, like, for instance, what's a good example of that in action? Well, actually, no. Yeah, so the language they speak is Zwikalu, which, you know, Zwi, totally cool. But then you put it behind it, and now I don't know what to do. Alright, see you, Siobhan. Have a nice nap, sleep, etc. Rest well. So having the W and the Y in front made sense. Like, there's a country that's called, like, Vanuatu, and it's like, that seems fair. But then you'd put the Y behind the vowel, and then I'm just like, how do I pronounce a Y without following it with a vowel? Shit. And that's why I keep pronouncing the vowel wrong, because I just want to say he. But it's like he. Oh, I'm not pronouncing the h correctly, but like he. It's almost like a long vowel. Like, I don't know. Listen, the pronunciation guide is here. I will not be challenged. It is provided. It's not my problem. Conlanging, excuse me. This isn't even conlanging, really. I mean, it is, but it's not, because I have no grammar, because grammar scares me. I'm terrified of grammar. I don't understand English grammar, which is not complicated. Like, as in, it's not difficult to be confused by English grammar, but, ooh dear. Do not, no. Jan Measley does not need to hear about this. Because that would just be rude. That would be deeply, it would be brutal. In the sense that it wouldn't even be critique, it would just be, hey, good lord. And then I would just respond under the YouTube video like, hey Jan, good video. This was literally made for fun and for no reason other than to name things. So I'm not going to take anything you send into consideration. I am now going to delete this video from my memory. Goodbye. But I don't think he would anyway, it's fine. So, you know, we don't send this to Conlang Critic. We do not inform the man. He does not need to see this. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of it because it's very dense. It's probably more dense than it needs to be, but it did need some explanation. Because my maps don't illustrate this very well. These maps don't illustrate it very well. Hold on. Yeah, this makes sense. My maps do not illustrate the concept well, but the basic gist of Cool-Dust is that long ago, in a time about 425 years ago, there was a big kingdom called Cool-Dust, and it had a bunch of control up in here. You know, it just kind of ran shit in the north. Not the entirety of the north. A lot of this island was not owned, but they had a huge chunk, and they had a home island right here in this big gaping hole. And then in the collision, the home island literally disappeared. Like, it just poof, gone. And so the kingdom immediately fell apart. And what these dudes were doing was trying to continue the kingdom, and then they became pirates because they were a fleet. That was their thing. They were a fleet of ships that then tried to continue serving the king, who didn't exist because the island was gone. And they just became pirates, and then they became a republic later. And so I had to explain all of this at the start. I had to explain that there was an island, that there was a kingdom, that they had a core island, that the island, that they had fleets, that the island disappeared, and that the fleet tried to keep everything in charge, and then whoop. Oof. Ooh, a dwarf language for your seafarers. Well, you can keep it fairly simple. I think most people, like, they don't really need you to go full Tolkien on their asses. They don't need... We don't need to be able to speak the language. It needs to be more to get the sense of it. And that's probably not the best method, to, like, angle to take, but I'm of the opinion that most people do not need to know, like, every intense grammar point of a language, like a fantasy language, if it's not important. So, you know, you basically just need a bunch of words and you slap them together a bunch. I have, like, a list of words and I keep slapping them together and I make things. Some of them don't make sense, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's more about the vibe of it. Yeah. I remember also having to lighten my article's word count because it's blurred with adverbs. We don't talk about adverbs here. I have, editing is hard. These dwarves are not pirates, no. Sorry. These pirates are not dwarves. Sorry. Those dwarves are pirates. My pirates are not dwarves. They are mostly humans. Like, these are not the elven pirates. These are not the elven pirates that we briefly discussed. They're somewhere else. But these are just human pirates. They do have some elves in there eventually, but at the start they're all human. Because, yeah, that's just kind of how it be. But of course, it's been 400 years. There will be elves somewhere. One day my millions of avid fans will demand it. We demand the Seafarer Dwarf Lexicon. We demand the grammar book. We demand to be able to learn the language. If anyone ever asks me for that kind of stuff, I'm going to burst into flames and disappear. Just go poof. That's it. I'm just going to summon a smoke bomb and disappear. Because that, oh boy. There is no such thing as grammar in my world. It is only words. Only words. Jesus. I might edit this at the end, I feel like. Because when did I write this? Jesus, when did I write this? Oh, May. Obviously, May. I wrote this all in May, and it's been a while. Many things have happened. No, this part of the setting has not been really affected in any way. If you've got the fans, just outsource it and you can have fun reading your own language. That requires me to learn a language. That's the rough stuff. Learning languages is hard. Oof. You got plenty of fans, you just... Yeah! I just crap on like, hey! Mr. Pearson! Help! Make me a fantasy language, sir. And he'll go, I mean, yeah, if you pay me. It's like, sweet! We've done it! Thank you, Mr. Pearson. God. I still have one more language I need to make, too. God damn it. That's tonal, and that's gonna drive me nuts. Because then I'll have to get a different keyboard. Wait, do I need a different keyboard? I don't! Never mind. Wait, yes I do. Damn it. Ugh, keyboards. I have, like, what keyboards do I have? I have English keyboard, I have Estonian. And I have the United Kingdom because I needed diacritics, and I was like, God damn it. I'm gonna need another diacritic keyboard for the tonal language. I hate this. Yeah, the worst part about developing a full language is that I'd be asked to actually speak it. Ugh. This is why what we do is we set all of our like stories and stuff in a singular part of the world where they only speak one language, and then you translate it all into English, right? In the same way that, like, Tolkien, like, you know, they're not actually speaking English in the Shire, but we've translated it to English because it's for the benefit of the reader. So you pretend there's a full language, but you just translate it into English because they all speak the language, they all understand it. So you would too. You don't have to actually write the language. All you use it for is naming things. That's my vibe. Except for all of the places where they would not understand language, and I'm just like, oh no. That's the scary place. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I'll just pay him to do it. I'll pay him to do it. Like, hey, dude, You go to the con, you go on the panel and you speak the language. It's great. You can talk about conlining and stuff. I'll be elsewhere. I'll be on the con floor, on the show floor, but I will not be speaking my language. No, sir. It will not happen. So where am I up to? I'm up to Geosh getting executed. So he is... Oh, God. He's down here. Okay, so it took a month. Jeez, it took him a full month to execute him. That's pretty rough. Then they immediately became pirates because, you know, it'd be like that. And then 134 years. Yikes. Alright. Yeah. No, that's, you know. It do be like that sometimes. None of the timeline anything makes sense, but that's okay. I'm leaning in. For $10 a month, you can submit 20 words to the lexicon. Excellent. Good. Okay, so 134, and then Yinja is deposed by Godzu, whose name doesn't make sense, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. His name is different. Yeah, pay me to make your... Pay me so that you can make my language. It's the perfect crime. There is no crime, it is honest money making. Huh, okay, so... Alright. Okay, so that's oh shit, that's 18 done. Next step is the Godzu stuff, which I guess should have a subheading, which is H2? Is H2 my subheading? Ah, shit. Well, what am I thinking of? I know what I'm thinking of. Got it. It's the modern way. It's the modern way. There we go. I need to check my formatting. Yeah, it's a H2. Go. New Republic. Tight. 134. Wait. Where's my converter? Fuck. Converter. Gee, my converter. Don't take my time dates away from me. Okay, so this is 17 collision, which is just 17. Why'd I bother? So that's 17. And then next step was 23 discovery. 3 discovery. And that's 152. 152 minus 17. It's 135. Right, because it's the other year. Okay. I had to check my math. I did not have my converter when I wrote this article, so I was briefly concerned that my math was wrong. Like, it has a frustrating tendency to be very, very incorrect. Not a fan of that. 135 years after Josh's... Oop. Am I using the right keyboard? How did I hit that? Okay. It is a very cool spreadsheet. It is... This took, I think, 3 days to make. Because I had to figure out how to make, like, index tables and shit. Because I've got 2 different calendars in the world, and one of them is the, you know, like the AC, like the AD, BD, BC, AD sort of stuff. It's BCAC, but whatever. Same thing. And I use that for all the math because it's way easier. And then the other like calendar has eras, and they're not even. Like, this doesn't convey just how uneven most of these are in terms of like year length. They're kind of a mess. Because I thought it would be fun, and now I hate myself for doing it. And so I had to make an index table, and then I made a calendar converter because they have 2 different month calendars that are completely different, because one has 12 months of 30 days, and one has 9 months of 40 days. And I was like, oh dear. So if I scroll down, it's like, yes, this is the first month. This is also the first month, but now it's the second month, and I was like, oh no. So I made converters. And I made them pretty colors. Because it made sense. I was like, yeah, I want to look at something pretty. And then I have to scroll down one bit to use the math. It is complicated without a converter, and there's a bunch of things that I've done where the math has broken at least once. Like, I made a family tree chart to track something, and then as I was working on an article relating to it, like I think it was literally this article, the Hufon's War article, which is one of my summer camp articles. As I was working on this, I plugged in this date, 58 Discovery, and realized that, oh no, something has gone wrong because the AC date that I'd put down for it was wrong. And I was like, oh shit. I think I know how I made that mistake because it was, I think I was calculating from the wrong end, but it was like, piss. Beans. So now I have a converter and I use it to do math. Got 4 parallel reckonings, but 3 are only used by sages. Okay, so we just put that off to the side and we don't worry about it. We leave the sages to deal with that. It doesn't have to come up, you can focus on the one. And 135 years after GXG Ashes execution. Dende. Late. Oh, that's probably one of its alternate names, isn't it? Hey. Doesn't know how to pronounce Dundake. It's pronounced like Dundike. Dundike? Dundike? Fear. Immense fear. This is not why I haven't spent time in the north. It's not the language, but it is the language. It's the language's fault. There's a reason I only use Terran Standard Time in the sci-fi world. Yeah. I only mentioned, look, yeah. Absolutely. It makes complete sense to do that. And like that... The issue is that I have 2 different parts of the setting, and that's why they use different calendars. Because they're literally separate. They have like 2 events of overlap, and I'm like, well, shit. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'll give them a calendar, and then... But yeah, if I was doing sci-fi, you'd have Terran Standard and nothing else. Don't worry about it. You don't. You leave it where it is. The reader understands what Terran Standard is. Don't worry about time dilation. It doesn't exist. I do just like making life difficult for myself. Because, oh god, when I was writing the calendar article... Hold on, it's linked, here we go. When I was writing the article about the calendar, I had to go back partway through the month and fix all of these numbers because the math didn't work, which is why I've had to build a converter, because it was just something was going wrong with the math because it's inclusive, not exclusive, and I was like, oh no, oh no. The issue was, I think, that, like, what I'd done is I was like, oh, yes, it's from 54 to 86. So the length of the era is just 86 minus 54. No. It's not. So it was like, shit. So I had to go back partway through the month to fix it before the end of World Emperor, and I was like, God. What a nightmare. Bad time. It's a neat system, but literally every time I talk about it, I have to link it. So I probably should link it here, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's a calendar ink. I think so. I meant to go back and actually check, like make sure every single one of them was correct, but I think all of them were fixed. I think all of the year ones were fixed. So now my timeline is correct, which is nice. I like having it be correct. I still need to fill out the rest of the timeline because it's a bit sparse. And some of it I do actually know when and where and what happened. I just haven't bothered to fill it in yet. That could always be another stream where I just go through my timeline and just add all of the historical entries to it. Because there's plenty of years to fill. put it that way. Oh boy, there are plenty. Because, you know, there's all of these eras. How many eras are there? Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, hold on. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There are 23 different eras, and all but, I want to say, 4 of them start with an event occurring the year before. Oh, maybe this one. Maybe 5. So, you know, like 18 of them have an event. And it's like, well, shit. Well, probably should actually put those in. Like, I put the collision in, but I need to put the thing about the ascent. Which, did I link that properly? I probably need to fix that link, actually. I need to put in the discovery. I need to put in the plague. I need to put in the sep. It was a bad idea, and I shouldn't have done it, but here it is. This is what I've committed to as of what? When did I do this? Like the 1st of December? Yeah, this was my decision, and it sticks, and it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not suffering immensely for the decisions I've made in life. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I need to start a timeline for this frontier region I'm working on, but not today. Not today. I mean, today could be timelines. But I would like to get at least some of the pirate bit done. At least some of it. It's not going to get finished. There's, again, 400 years of history. Even taking out the bit I've already written, there's still, like, what? 25 minus 50 is 280. There's a lot. It does mostly fizzle out after a while, but that's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Night Fleet was still roaming the northern seas. Now, just simple pirates with few territorial ambitions. Wait, what does my chart look like? Where are we at? Yeah, okay, so they didn't have a lot. They had like 2 islands. I mean, that's still a lot, but only 2. I'm just transferring my calendar into an Excel document that I use to store lots. Yeah, we store. Oh boy. Oop, that's the wrong one. Oh, there. Lot of things. Here I am. Here we go. Okay. You can't see this, but I'm pulling up the still version of the GIF. Because they don't hold a lot. They hold like 2 islands and a port. One of those ports is bad for piracy, which is why they kept it, because no one can take it back from them. Which, fair. Not until later. Your pirate outfit's turning out very silly. As silly as the last one? Or sillier than the last one. Inventory missions. This changed with the arrival of Kopasu. Now, today is getting minimal first in the 20 or so settlements in the frontier region. Something pops up on the map. Ah, yes, the map. Oh dear, the map. The last last one isn't based on what a sailor would wear. Oh no. You're gonna have some silly pirates. Cool non-binary Bob Zorro. Hell yeah. That's the good stuff. They changed with the arrival of... Oops, stuck on the thing. Oh no, stuck on everything. There we go. Need to untangle my headphone cord at some point. It is kind of busted. But I have no method to fix this. Oh dear. It does not go. It does not stick. Okay. Nope, there it goes. It immediately goes back. It's fine. My work today is to get skeleton documents done for all of my kingdoms I already named. Maybe add some more to the world. Oh, Jesus. I am dreading actually getting all of the countries done. Hold on, which article will show me this? There are many. There are too many, and I only have this many, which I think is possibly actually incorrect. No, it's correct. I've named this many, and there's still like 1, 2, this. That might be World Ember. World Ember might be just country crunch time, where I'm just like, it's time to write about countries. I will get down 300 words about each of these countries, or so help me God. And I will name a shit ton of them. There are so many of them. It's kind of insane. That's possibly actually missing one, actually. Wait, no, it's not. It's not missing one. Because that's merfolk territory. Oh, there's an extra country now. Damn it. There are too many. That's why I have a table. I have a literal table for my countries. It sucks. And the arrival of Godzu. A Sardeo pirate. No, he's a sailor, but Sardeo sailor who was captured by the fleet in the year. According to Discovery, it's before that. Many years. How many years is many? Like 7? 16, yeah, sure. And 16, Discovery. Oh no. No. Nope. I refuse to answer that question. I refuse. I'm not going to answer it. The worst part is some of them I have actually answered that question for a couple of them. Mostly here, because I've named a couple of their bits. But they do not have articles, because I'm like, it doesn't matter. You do not need to know that much about Falasin. You only need to know that it's part of Lawagoom. Don't worry about it. Like, I think the only sub-region I've got an article written, like, prepared for is the city-state that's there. That's on the riverbank. Because they're kind of, like, cool. They have an article. I haven't written it, but they have an article. They'll be in there somewhere. Oh, I need to add more things to this, don't I? I have to add Doifaniel. Oh, how outdated is this? How outdated is it? No, it's only missing one. Okay, it's only missing Doifaniel. Okay. Cool. Good. It's only missing one. At the moment. Oh dear. Oop, you redeemed to hydrate. Okay. We'll drink the water. Everyone consume your water, coffee, or energy drinks. Such as the case may be. Seeing a... What is the name for a group of pirates? Is it... Because I'm just using the word fleet a lot. I feel like fleet is gonna lose meaning after a while. No. Name for pirate group. What does it mean? Nope, that's not it. Nope. Crew, that's the one. That'll do it. Crew will do it. Crew, yep. Well, that's just different words for pirates. It's not what you would call the group, like as a collective. The crew works. Crew or band works. I think crew works well. In, I think, disrepair. Crew works well. Because a buccaneer is just a type of pirate. But a crew is a group of them that are, like, joined. It is kind of ship specific, but I think it can apply to a fleet. Like the crew of the fleet, it's fine. Your crew in disrepair. Who? Let's just go had been. We'll turn it to had been. Being captured by meet back. Yes. Disrepair. He challenged Captain Yinja for the title. Okay. For her position. And took control. Yes. Could use the New Orleans Mardi Gras spelling crew. I think I'll stick to standard English. I think standard, such as it is. We won't get the the Creole and stuff in there. Mostly because I don't speak any Creole, because I am very white and from Melbourne. So they have dressed them in feathers and sparkles. Yeah, no, they don't have a lot of those. It's not quite that they're not that sparkly. Oof. I wish, but alas, they are mere simple pirates. Took control. One of his first acts as captain was to declare the Republic of Equal Dust. It'd work for Jack Sparrow. You're right. You're absolutely right. It would work for Jack Sparrow. Alas, this is more of a Black Pearl scenario. Well, some of the time. They're about to head into the gritty adventure time. They're not going to become skeletons. They're not going to get cursed or anything, but it's more like, mildly more serious. The vibes. I know the crew of the Black Pearl is kind of silly, but like, the lady was pretty cool in the first movie. I need to watch the rest of the movies. Damn it! Not so much Davy Jones, yeah. Well, that's the different guy. I haven't seen his movie. I know what he looks like. I'm aware of Fish Face Man, or Tentacle Face Man. God, I need to watch the rest of the movies. I'm pretty sure I have them, but I've only seen number 1. Damn it. I gotta watch the rest of the Caribbean Pirates. Or at least the trilogy. We can leave 4 and 5. I don't have them, so we can just, you don't have to worry about it. We'll just leave it around. I'm sure at some point I will get bored. And I'll add Pirates of the Caribbean to the list of the many, many movies people say I should watch and that I haven't watched. Like, someone said I should watch... Somebody said I should watch The Godfather. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I will watch The Godfather. I did not. Because I couldn't find it. Because I didn't want to ask. I thought asking would be kind of weird. Just because of the context of I don't watch movies. Asking my dad, hey, do we have a copy of The Godfather and where is it? I thought that would be weird. And so I just didn't bother. But it's on the list for later. And so is Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides, and At World's End. The other two, marathon it. Is Captain Jack not in the 6th movie? Because I know he was in the 5th movie, which exists and is a film, but they're not going to have him in the 6th movie? Wow. Rough. I mean, I understand why. There was kind of everything going on, so I guess they decided to just cut him loose. Plus, he wasn't doing too great on a personal level. As far as I understand with filmings, they're like, yeah, what if we don't have a volatile star on set? But he was kind of made the series what it was at his peak as an actor in that series. He rocked it. That was good. That's why we think of it mostly as the trilogy, and then 4 and 5 exist. It's okay. You can watch them if you want, but like, he's starting to fall off the bandwagon. Not the bandwagon, just like off the wagon at that point. It's like, yeah, he can take it or leave it at that point. Just say it's for uni. I don't think that would swing. At least my mom knows what I'm doing for uni. I don't think I'd be able to slip that by her if she asked. I could just say that I want to watch it. I'm just a big, nervous baby. No, I just don't bother. I'll watch The Godfather at some point, I'm sure. Maybe it'll be like, hold on, when's my union? October? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when like classes end and stuff. Yeah, that was the thing I was vaguely alluding to. The stuff that was happening. where they were just like, yeah, what if we don't... People don't like him at the moment, so let's just not put him in the film. Plus the fact that even before those accusations came out, he wasn't doing great personally, like, because he was like drinking and stuff and being late to set and everything. So they probably just thought, yeah, this is probably a good time. They might have wanted to get rid of him before that point as well, and they're like, oh, thank God, a PR reason to do it. Which sucks, but it'd be like that sometimes in business. You want an excuse, because you gotta find a way to get him out of there somewhere. And some countries, some companies stuck to their guns. Stuck to their guns. So, hey, he's in Fantastic Beasts 3. Woo! I don't even know what Fantastic Beasts 3 is about. Oof. Yeah, everything taken back, even though a large chunk of the fan base said they're not watching it without him. Yeah, sounds about right. That sounds fair. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. How they swing it, because it might just being like a very boring pirate movie. Because the thing is, it's basically like, because he was in 4 and 5, and as far as I understand it, 4 and 5 are not as well regarded among the 5 films of Pirates of the Caribbean. And so, you know, was it, because part of what makes Jack Sparrow really good, aside from Johnny Depp being really in on it on those particular films, the first 3 films, was his dynamic with Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner, right? Like, they had a pretty good dynamic going on, and then also their villains were good. And so, you know, is it just him, or is it more... It'll be interesting to see if, like... They obviously won't bring those 2 back specifically, but, like, you know, if they can carry any good writing and, like, fun into it. Because it's at its best when it's fun. I say this as someone who's only seen one of the films. I don't know, that feels like the vibe. And yeah, I'm not watching Fantastic Beasts 3 either. I haven't seen any of the films, to be fair. I think I own the first film. Haven't bothered to see it, because I'm just like, yeah, I didn't watch all the Harry Potter films anyway, I don't really care. And now I'm like, why would I, when I could just not do that? What if I just don't go anywhere near anything she's ever made? How does that sound? It's a good time. Yeah. That's what I thought. Like, the first film, it captured something, because it wasn't supposed to work. And then it just worked for something just happened. And it was like, holy shit, we did it. And then because they had the same writers and stuff, they were able to keep some of that magic for the first couple of films. And then I think they dropped the main writer after the first, after like World's End or something. And so that's when you start like trying to imitate it more than just continuing it. And that's when you get, I don't know what any of the other 2 films are about. Like, I only vaguely know what 2 and 3 are about, but I'm like, 4 had mermaids, and in 5 they tried to rob a bank and they accidentally took the entire bank, and that was a scene that happened. And that's it. That's all I know about that film. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's not great. I didn't even know they existed. I think is the more damning flaw for the Pirates of the Caribbean 4 and 5, is that I knew World's End existed. I knew the first, like, trilogy existed, like, with Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner. I did not know they made a 4th and 5th film until, like, 2 years ago when I watched someone talk about how the 5th film sucked. And I was like, what? An entire 5th? Holy shit. That's unfortunate. So we leave it. Yeah. Yeah. The Harry Potter is Harry Potter. It's a whole thing. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable, like, at some point it becomes like, if the author literally hates my guts without having ever met me, I feel like I am entitled to not read anything she makes, and so I'm not. I feel like that's a fair stance to take. To just go, okay, you hate me, what if I just don't? What if I just don't? And so I don't. I will hold the memories of watching the first 3 Harry Potter films close to my heart, because they are, well, not necessarily all good films, but, like, I had fun. I like Harry Potter 3, the film. I like Prisoner of Azkaban, but I don't have to rewatch it. I think it's more fun if I just keep it in my heart and I just keep having fun time travel adventures in my head and stuff. You know? I'll just go on that way. The fandom is more fun half the time anyway, so if I'm desperate for content that's not, like, stained with her hand, fanfiction.net exists. If I'm desperate, it's right there. I can find people doing it, so I can find everything she's doing. But hey, it's fine. Yeah, we'll leave Harry Potter at the side, but suffice to say, ugh. They're fine, but also we leave it where it is. You know, like on its own merits, but on its own merits. It's like, pirates. What if piracy instead? I'm gonna just take these out, actually. I'm not even listening to the music, it doesn't matter. Leave that where it is. I'm realizing that, yeah, I don't listen to the actual music while I'm writing, so it doesn't actually matter. I do not need my headphones in. So, his first act was to declare the Republic of He-Cool-Dust. Excellent. How did I explain that before? Because I can't always edit this, but this was stuff that I wrote back in May. Yeah, did little, but good. Using timelines is weird. I usually don't use timelines on articles, so this is always like, huh, how do I put that in the thing? I also like this, just like, peek. Nice. And then there's just this. And it's like, yeah, boy. Fuck him up. And then it's just, oh no, there's an entire name I need to make. Ooh. Ugh. Yeah. She hasn't, yeah. And that's fair. That's totally fair. It is your call to make as an individual as to what, you know, is enough or too much or whatever. But yeah. I'll just, I don't watch movies much anyway, so I haven't lost anything. You know, I haven't lost that much in the grand scheme of things, so I can just keep moving on with my life. This is the one time that being an, like, uncultured swine is actually quite useful, because it means I don't lose anything when people turn out to be assholes. I'm like, yes! Secure in the knowledge that, you know, now I'm righteously justified. So he declared the Republic of He-Cool-Dust, and then what did he do? Then what did he do? Oh, because I didn't write any of the bits after that. Oops. Oopsie-doo. I didn't write the parts after 23 Discovery. That's unfortunate. Because then there's that, and that's a whole 100 years, and there's a blood cult in there somewhere. Jesus Christ. And then the church burns down. Dude. So there is, well, how many years? 152. There's 140 years between him declaring a republic and his church of blood sacrifices being destroyed. Yeah. Yeah. That's totally fair. That is fair. I understand that impulse. Alright, cool. Hold on. I'm gonna show pirates. Woo! But yeah, that's totally fair. And this is a cool pirate. See? We got it. This is the pirate that Day drew. This is the silly fish non-binary pirate. This is the shit that rules. God. I want to wear cool outfits so bad. I don't want a mustache, but I do want cool outfits. And if I have to have a mustache to get the cool outfits, then that is a sacrifice that must be made. I am willing to accept that. I don't know how it's going to happen, but, you know, if it happens, it happens. I grow a mustache hair and then an entire wardrobe of fancy clothes appears and I'm like, alright, we've got it. Figured it out. God, I'm really sad I do not have a pirate hat. Because I was positive that we had one at some point. Because, like, my sister would go to, like, she's been to at least, like, one fancy dress event at some point. Wearing, you know, like, cheap shit, as we always do. And I was positive she had a pirate hat. But it appears we no longer have the pirate hat. So, oops. Hence, bandana. Because it has to do. I could have picked a more colourful bandana, but, it's fine. I'm in all black. Because black is a good color. Reason you want to be rich, forcing me to wear a fake mustache. How long do I have to wear it? Would be the question. How long do I have to wear the fake mustache and goatee in order to get a bunch of cool, like, Victorian clothes? Well, how long is it going? Is it like a month? Because, like, I could do a month, I feel like, especially if I don't leave the house. I could manage that. All in the hypothetical that we wish to go to a con with it. Okay. Yeah. With a good enough costume, sure. I'd do that. I mean, at that point, the anxiety is less about the mustache and more about the I'm going to a place that I've never been before. Oh, shit. It has nothing to do with the outfit, but I don't know. I can work with it. I could manage that. Unfortunately, yeah, money is the bitch here. It's why I need to learn how to tailor so that I can, like, tailor all my clothes and make my clothes look fancy. I need to fix my vest because it's designed for people who are not skinny. And I'm like, well, damn it. Now I look like just a box. I need to tailor it in, but that's terrifying. I don't want to touch it. There's actually a tailor, like, at my, local shops. And by local, I mean half an hour away. But, like, there is a tailor's place there. And I was low-key thinking about doing it, and then February, like, March happened, and I went, oh, well, alright. We'll put all that on hold. Don't worry about it. The Victorian outfits can come later. I'll go thrift shopping later. I will go diving for old clothes at some point. It will happen. I will find things. I will find a necktie. If such is like the cool like bows. Because I have like ties and bow ties, but I kind of want like the bow. Like the thin bow. Damn. I just want to wear old clothes. I just want to look like a Victorian fool. That's the good stuff. Oh well. You declared the Republic, and then set about forging his citizens into a proper threat for the first time in eras. I think we've done all that talking. It's been an hour and I've written one paragraph. So good stuff. That's all I've written. That's all I've got. But it's okay. It's an article. It's not going to get finished tonight, and I accepted that. I do love that it just is 5 checks, though. Okay. It's time in eras. Then what did he do? So when did he go blood cold on it? When did he conquer who? Who did he conquer and when? Where's my map? Okay, so he conquered a lot of shit. He conquered he conquered all of Korea. Or Kari. He conquered part of Zunatuz. And he conquered a bunch of other bitches. Whose names I do not know. I'm looking at a map on my thing. Because there's the GIF, but it runs a little fast. So I'm just like, eh. You know, I figure it out. Because we're here, this one, 23 Discovery, and then this is where I need to be later. And then things go downhill from there. You figure that out. I probably need to redo this GIF as well, just to fix it. Or possibly turn it into a map, I don't know. I'll see what happened with that. You conquered all Korea, because you didn't have Korea before. So that's probably his first step, is just to take Korea. Because he has part of Korea at that point. Korea being this island here. That he has like the port city of. That's the island of Korea. It's not spelled how you think it is. Don't worry about it. None of it's spelled how you think it is, because nothing is spelled sensibly. It's all fantasy bologna. So yeah, I guess first step, take Korea. Second step, take whatever the hell the other island is. I don't know what it's called. Oof. I want to have to name islands. I don't want to have to do Nacon Lane. Is first objective. Yeah, because they had Korea before, right? Yes, they did. They had the entirety of Korea. Third step, fourth step, profit. Yeah. First step, take Curry. Second step, take second island. Third step, conquest, baby. That's how it be. At some point along the way, you start doing blood cult shit, and everyone's like, wait, what? What are you doing? He's like, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Well, because his first objective was to fuck up Zunatooth, isn't it? Well, no, I'll go for Curry first. Curry's a little bitch compared to it. Detective in his reclamation, yeah, let's put that in quotes. Reclamation campaign was to take over the island of Curry. I mention shit earlier as well? No, I didn't. Oh god, links. That's its own situation. Because Zunatooth I'd probably link them there, wouldn't I? The Republic already had a foothold in one of its ports, but under his leadership, the entire island was brought to its heel. Well, you brought under control. Control. Frightening Zunatooth just to the south. Yeah. Because they weren't part of the same thing at that moment. Because later they become Zunatooth and Curry. They're a single country, but at that stage in history they were still separate places. So it was more of an, oh shit, one of my neighboring countries just got conquered. That's not good. But it wasn't to the point of, you just conquered one of my islands, you bastard. So they might not have attacked directly, but they might have just done like a bunch of privateering shit, trying to fight pirate, but Godzoo's a motherfucker. Oh! The raid! The raid! Raddy Greg is raiding! Ah! The lemons! The lemons! Ah! Hide! 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 There is nobody here! Ow. Fuck. Shit. Oh, damn it. I'm back. It's really hard. Yeah, I do need a push check off that one. Ow. God damn it. I keep doing that, and it's never comfortable. It is a bad idea. And hello, Raiders! I hope you all had a lovely time with Ryder Greg doing fun writing streams. I hope the stream went well. And yes, the channel points are toast slices, because I decided to lean in. That's why also my emotes, 2 of them is toast. I have 2 toast emotes. And then I also have a dabbing duck, but that's just for me. The dabbing emote is mostly for my benefit. Next step is a wave emote. That might just be... I'll figure it out at some point. At some point I will have a hello emote. And then I'll have the trifecta of, like, you know, fiery anger, thinking, waving, and dabbing. It's not a trifecta. It's a quadrecta? Quadrecta. I need them. Am I still dropping frames? No, I'm not. Okay, good. Fuck. Whew. I didn't have Stream Manager open for a bit of that, and I was like, oh no. I was scared. But it was dropping frames from the start of the stream, because that's how it always is. Yeah, I like my emotes. They're fun. I think I have 1 more slot, because you get like you get 3 by default. You get like the rank 1, a rank 2, and a rank 3. And then I had I had 2 rank 1 slots because Lorraine gifted 20 subs. Because She's trying to kill me. And so I have 4 slots, so I still have 1 slot left. So I can put a wave emote just for me, if I want, but that would be kind of unfair. But I need an extra rank 1 slot to make the wave available to the people. To you, the people. You can have some waving toast. I'll have to distinguish it somehow from the other toast. Might have to face a different way. It can face to the right. Am I facing the right way? Yes. Excellent. To the right. That's the left, so I was confused for a second. Cameras are hard. Yes. Hello! We're working on one of my old articles because I didn't finish it. This is from before summer camp. It's about a pirate republic, and we're maybe getting to the juicy stuff now. It only took an hour, but we've written... how many words have I written? I don't know. I've written about 120 words, I reckon. There is not a lot of words in here, but it's fine. It wasn't going to get finished anyway. It's probably going to be a chunky article, because they have a lot of history. It's fine. So yeah, pirates. So, his first objective was to take over the island of Korea, which he did. He's a madman. And so now he's scared Zunatooth. That's fine. Actually, no. Yeah. Yeah. The nearby island of Zunatooth. Still going. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Retaliated with privateers, but Godzu's experience with their navy made their efforts less than impressive. Wrote 189 words on chickens yesterday and 0 productive words. I feel like 891 words on chickens is pretty productive in some way, just not necessarily world building productive. And I guess if we count non-world building, I did write like 200 words of homework earlier during Coffee Call's stream earlier. Well, at least some of that was during Coffee Call's stream. So, you know, words are happening. They're just not in the article. But productive things are occurring just tangentially. So, less than impressive. Yeah. Next. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it, no. I didn't name the island. The island doesn't have a name. I didn't name the island. Because this island would have a name. Shit. Beans. Beans. Because that island does not have a name. Oh dear. And that's where they're going. That's unfortunate. Very quickly can I cobble together a name out of this? Where am I? Zbeekaloo. Why are you that way? You should be this way. Wait. That should be the order. The Isle of Bean. Is Bean... No. Well, Bean is not a valid name in the language, unfortunately, but Bean is Bean. I guess it is almost Bean. I could do Bean. The Isle of Bean. Yeah, I'll call it the Isle of Bean. I'm down with that. I'm gonna have to make a note somewhere that's what it's called. Open the map in the other thing. A swear check. Don't count my swears. It's not good. That is not the drinking game you want. That is not, I will not condone that, public health violation. Being with an E on the end. I mean, how can I swing that in the language? Hold on. Cause, could be, hold on. How does it work? Yeah. So, they only have E, I guess it's bean, Can it be just bean on it? Like, it just looks like bin, but like long. It's the long bin. Bean. It can be bean. Like, I'm down for having some countries with short names for once in their lives. Because most of them have long names, and I hate every minute of it. Like, what is there? What is there? What are you doing? I kind of like the idea of just bean. It can't be Ben. They don't have an E. They don't have an eh sound. They only have E, oo, and ah. Ewa. This is one of the issues, is that I've made decisions. So it's B. They can't just be the Isle of Ben. They cannot just be the island of Ben. I will not. I can't. I can't. Bean with a long I is fine. I can handle this. This can be bean. They can be bean. I'm down for that. I'll give the word bin a meaning at some point. So we're gonna go. Hold on, I'm gonna write it in here. Bin. East Island. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Bin probably doesn't mean east, but don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. Because I'm going to... Here's the island button. There's no island pin. Damn it. Hill? I think I used hill from thing before. I did. Yes. We're going to use the hill. Then we're going to use orange. Island of Ben. Boom. Don't worry about it. Don't even question it. Country can have short name if it wants. He next turned his gaze to the island of Ben, which I'm gonna make a real quick article for. Because that's gonna be its country name. Because I needed to name that country over there, and Bean can be its name. I have a bunch of countries where the names can be just very simple because they're just jokes. Like there's one that's called Ovuk, which began as oh fuck. But because I thought it needed to be a bit fantasy, I went Ovuk. So, you know, Bean is just like Bean or Ben. So we're allowed to have some memes as some fun. It'll be a serious article later, but you know, it's fine. East, northeast, islands. Neighbored. There's an island. Share the titular island with HK. Well, I called us. We'll use the full word. Otherwise, I will forget what XK means. I like that I almost said HK. Because it's a h. Bean. In that case, actually, before I go, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna link to the Zunatooth. Oop. Come on. Am I spelling Zunatooth wrong? I'm not spelling Zunatooth wrong. I am spelling Zunatooth wrong. Alright. Zunatooth. The hardcore D. Okay. The island of Bin. Of Bean. Or to the far east. Conquering the island and its neighbors in a few short years, thus gaining access to the warmer wait. Would that be the warmer waters? Well, I mean, it is south, but it's not. Well, temperate forest. It gets there, it's fine. Closer access to the sea, and therefore warmer waters. The warmer waters of the eastern seas. He did have the whole thing, didn't he? He did not. He did not have the whole thing, but he did. He got in the area. He's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. If I don't give any hard dates, no one can criticize me on how fast or slow he is taking these islands as a pirate king. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Doesn't matter. We're allowed to hand wave dates, even though there's literally a timeline in the bottom of the article. But don't worry about it. Because we are somewhere in here, but there's plenty of space. Because somewhere in here, he conquers everything, and then he founds a blood cult, and then everything is cool, and then things are not cool. Things go not well after a while. Things just stop being a good time. This one will need editing. Yeet. Yuff. Rough stuff. What is the year 29? What is that? It was 19 famine. Okay. That's during a plague, which is rough shit. Because they were going through a plague in that time. So that is a situation that must be dealt with. There we go. God, that really does need to be edited. A lot is happening in there. The annoying thing is that I have to do all of the dates manually because because the eras have to they are eras, like timeline eras in the feature set. And I don't want to have to put them in here. And so I do them myself. And I have to manually put in all of this. It's an absolute nightmare. Oop. Oh, and you want the pirate? Hell yeah. Still looks good. We still have the puppet pirate. This is the progress on Day's fancy pirate. Which honestly, yes, some of them probably do look like this. I feel like some of them would be doing the silly stuff. Just a couple, not all of them. Some of the pirate captains are fairly serious, like Godzu is not dressed like this. He is he was a straight-laced man. He was doing him stuff seriously. Yeah, self-promotion, hell yeah. Oh, my friend Day's Instagram. But yeah, so he wasn't dressed like this, but some of his successes might have been. You reap the rewards of your predecessor's conquests, and you have a good time. Hey, what's 229 then? Hell yeah. Where am I? Ah! There you are, 229. What is the year 229? That's 12 growth. Okay, because growth was fairly long. It was like 70 years or something. Not 60, but... Okay. But we're in 152. But now we can have like, 10 years on that. So it's about 60 years later. So he probably dies in about 270. Or, well, 170 even. Which doesn't mean anything to me. But it's 170. 41 discovery. Okay. Kind of like 175. But that's yeet him off this mortal coil in 46 discovery. Yeah, you don't know what account you're on. It's good enough. It's a follow is a follow, as they say. This is not the there you go. You get a heart. You get a heart in there. I don't know why hands don't do what the hands should be doing. It's fine, don't worry about it. Alright, so he's got warmer access to the seas. But he's the one who founded the cult, so when does he found the cult? Now. Let's get a date for that. When does he found the cult? So he takes control in 152, but he builds the church in 167? Yeah, I think 167 works. It's about 15 years later, after he becomes the dude. Well, yeah, 15 years after he becomes the dude. He's already conquered Korea by then. And so then he makes the cool shit happen. And he builds the Grand Church in Korea, ostensibly as a tribute to like the mother, who is like the big primo god. But then it becomes very clear that there's a lot of weird shit happening in that church. So we might actually add that in. Where's my doodads? Because that's where it is. Let's go. Historical entry. I would give many things for a quick historical entry creation button. Good lord. Rawr! Hey Laura! Rawr! How are you? Hope things are good. I believe it's quite early for you, so hopefully you've got your morning coffee and you're all set and, ready to go. Start waking up for the day. So, Grand Church in Curry built. This is in the year 167. 167, and we'll just give it some random dates. Let's say, I don't know, month 7, day 13. That doesn't mean anything to me. This is a fairly regional incident. Doesn't really matter. I something called my energy drink is way too early for me too. Oh god. Yeah, I stream at a bad time for basically everyone who isn't like Eastern European or, like Australian or like in that general region of the world. Gotta be east of like Poland or something to be in a good time zone for this. I need to go shopping. I'm procrastinating. Shopping. Who wants to go outside and do things? Ugh. Oh, it's too. That's not too early. That is later than I thought it was. It's actually not too bad. Because again, Europe, this is a decent time, but it is also a weekday, so a lot of the Europeans are busy doing things. It's 3:20 p.m. for you. So did you not sleep overnight, Space Trash? Is that why you? Because you didn't. Oh no, that's rough. Sleep is difficult. And at 9:30, but you slept in. 9:30 is not what I would call a sleep in, but people have different schedules. I wake up at. My alarm goes off at 11:30, which. I don't get up at 11:30. Well, I got up at 10:30 today because I had school, but that is the earliest it gets. I do not get up before 11 o'clock. That does not happen. That is not how we roll in this household. You woke up at 4 a.m. Ugh. Gross. That's when I went to bed. Ugh. You wake up at... Okay, so 9:30 relative to 5 a.m. is fairly... That's a decent sleep in. I'm assuming you've been up for like an hour, half an hour or so, but that is quite early. And that's a decent sleep in. I respect that. You usually get up at 7, but you woke up early, I guess. Damn. Sleep would be like that. Ooh, construction, there we go. Fun! Wait, here we go. Yes, alright. Go Zoo sponsored the Grand Church on the island of Korea. Claimed to be a monument to the... Wait. Do they have a specific god? Do they have a patron god, or are they just doing weird shit? Are they doing, like, full-on, like... No, not like paganism, but also, like, yeah, paganism. Well, not really. Do they have a specific god, or are they, like... whack? Moonflower stole the sleep from you. How dare you? How dare you steal Space Trash's sleep? Wait, I was doing this. So, we need to, we'll link to the divinities. Divinities. They're claiming it to be a monument to the divinities. It soon became clear. Became clear. He had he had very different ideas of how they should be worshipped. Dun dun dun! It's blood cult, people. Blood cult be like that. We be doing the weird things. I hate that I named basically everybody. I did not need to name Brialosh, but I did. So I was like, yeah, he needs a name. It's like, he's never coming back. Why'd you do this? Maybe why? Yep, so there he goes. So that is 13 balance. Neat. Neat time of day for that to happen. It's not change of structure, that's fine. Yeah, so we built the Grand Church, and they started doing the funky shit in it. Started getting real weird in there. Because the blood is what keeps the people young and pure. And so we must coat everything with it. It's like, That's a sidebar thing. That's what the vibe check is for. The sidebar vibe check is for blood cult. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. Put that away. Do not touch that. Do not open there. Okay. So he's conquered Curry, he's conquered Bean. Now well, he's probably just going to keep fighting Zunatooth. But then he's just going to build it. So 167 was 38 discovery. And 38 discovery as a monument to his victories and a sign of his divinity is not the word I'm looking for. His, faith. Devotion. Devotion! A sign of his devotion to the divinities. This will all need to be edited, but it's fine, don't worry about it. With the divinities, he ordered the construction of a grand church on the conquered Curry. He invited many foreign dignitaries to come and marvel at the large and ornate building, assuring them that it was a gesture of peace and cooperation for the future. Obviously, this was incorrect. Or rather, a bold-faced lie. Godzu's how old is he at this point? He's decently old. Because what, 23? He's presumably older than that. He's what? I'll do the math there. He's probably born in Ascent. Probably more he's 50 at this point. Which, for a pirate, that's pretty old. I feel like. Especially for a pirate king. But then again, he did most of his conquering in his 40s. It probably wasn't that old. Maybe he's more in his 30s. And so he's probably currently in his 40s. But his late 40s. Probably. So he's pushing the top tier, the top end of being in charge, but he's gonna hold on to it. Hence, blood cult things happen. Because there's no better way to keep in charge than to have everyone around you do a bunch of rituals that are supposed to make you live forever or something. It's well, I mean, you could do that. Or you just couldn't do that. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe just don't. Hold on, I need to check if I actually made notes about this. Nope. Okay. Oop, here we go. Okay, I think I'm in the vibe area now. I found the notes. They're in my Discord somewhere. So, the Republic went poof. They start doing whack stuff. They have a cool blade. When's it? Oh! Oh, turns out I didn't have to make up a weird scepter when I did that ancient item challenge. I had a cool blade just lying around and I forgot about it. That's unfortunate. I forgot all about that cool blade. What a shame. And then they keep island hopping, and then he's a Vites sailor. And then he's a Republic. Comes a floating Republic. He expanded it. Started doing whack stuff. Mistranslation of a fray. I don't know. Jesus. Yeah, I could use the cool blade for another setting. Right, for another challenge even, yeah. I'm sure I'll get an excuse to write about it at some point, especially once I do research into like what it's made out of. Because as far as I can recall, the general gist, like the idea was that it's a sword that's red, but not because it's stained with blood or anything. It's just red. Like, it's just made of a metal that's red. Which is weird, because in the place that they found it, there is no metal that is red. Like, that is not a thing you can do. Like, you can't make a sword out of anything that's red. Like, you can't make a ruby sword and have it actually function. But no, this is actually a good, sharp sword made out of a red metal. And they're like, this is really weird. And then it becomes like a big symbol for them at some point. And then it's like, weird. I mean, it is just a cool sword. There is sort of more to it. Because it is just a nice sword. But it's gained a lot of mythology because it appeared out of nowhere and they don't know what it was made from. So it's like, you know, cool mystic shit. Turns out it's just made by elves. But the elves who made it are somewhere else and they can't identify it. So they just don't know about it. It's not rusty red. It's not rust red, because rust red is more like a maroon to my untrained eye. Like iron rust feels more like maroony / orange. So it's not that it's oxidized, that the metal is literally red. It is just a red metal. And it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. I think that was what my idea was. I'd have to look in my notes more intensely to try and find out the details I had about it. Because I would keep looking, but it's kind of, you're not seeing any of the bits that I'm looking at because I'm only capturing Chrome. And I'm just scrolling through my, like, notes Discord going, what's in here? Yeah, rust is not great to have on your sword. I mean, it probably is rusty. Because they did kind of it's probably rusty by now, but that's not why it's red. The rust is separate to the redness. They probably don't use it. They don't use it anymore because it's been like 400 years, and they just leave it. It's like a ornament, like sacred object thing. I imagine it being used for like not coronations, but like swearing-in ceremonies for captains, because they still just have a captain system. Because even though they're a republic, they're basically not a republic, but whenever a new captain is chosen, they would like swear them in with like the cool elven blade, because it's like symbolic and stuff. But that's basically it now. They leave it in its box. They let it chill out, because you don't want to use the sword. You don't want to be the asshole who takes the sacred sword out of the vault and then loses it or breaks it. Because holy shit. If you broke the cool sword, you would probably be publicly executed. Just low-key. Probably illegally, but you would definitely be, like, killed. Possibly not even, like, an official execution, just the people, like, just kill you. It's like, oh god. Oh no. And then the blood cult starts anew. That's how the blood cult's gonna come back, is they're just gonna kill some hapless rube who destroys the sword, and they're like, well, we must take your blood as payment for your crimes. It's like, well, shit. Oh no. Oh dear. Issue of peace and cooperation for the future. This was a bold-faced. Is it? It is bold-faced, not bold-faced. Hold on. Bold-faced. God damn it, let me type. Bold-faced. Yes. Yes. There's no hyphen? Huh. Did not know. A bold-faced lie. As within a year, he had sent ships to terrorize Zunatooth ports, as well as harassing the Western nation. I have to check this on the map. Yep. Nation of, and it is, which one is it? Is it Koiviana? Or Kuiviana, sorry. My bad. Oh, bit, I'm on the wrong page. Damn it. The map. The map. Which one is it? Was I correct? It is Kuviana. Hell yeah. Oh, Kuviana. I meant to link that. What am I doing? That's a rough name, because it's just it's a W, a V, and a Y next to each other. It's like Kuviana. Kuviana. Not meant to sound Russian, but it's fine. It can if it wants. So they fight Kuviana. They do not conquer it. They don't conquer it. They do not conquer Kuviana, but they do attack it a bunch. Because they like to do that. I'm just gonna low-key keep antagonizing people for 100 years. Because what else are you gonna do, right? You're pirates. Kind of your whole thing is just fighting people and extorting them for money. So it just gonna be like that. You don't really expect a whole lot else from a pirate nation that claims to be a republic. It's like, there are now elections here. There is such a thing as a democracy in this country. It is not a democracy. Not even close. Oh, there is still 60 years to fill out before they start having a bad time. I do think I might change this date, though. I think 12 Famine's a bit late, because that's, you know, relative to that. So possibly it's like... because the thing is that, because it's the year of famine, because it's of a plague, but the plague started the year before, because of how the eras work. So it could actually be very early in famine that they start having problems. So it could be like 2 famine. Which is like 282. That's already a little bit better. Because it's a full, like, 17 years earlier. There's now slightly less time between events. This is all before I actually fix the dates to be correct in the language. Or in the calendar. Without, oops. God damn it. Stay open, please. That keeps them... Because there's more than 100 years of the church existing. Presumably Korea is the last thing to fall before things sort of calm down. Or at least part of Korea. I need to change the maps. What if I just don't rely on these shitty maps? I leave them as they are. Well, actually, that's 19. Yeah, nah, that's fair. Korea is the last thing to fall, and it falls in early, like, middle of famine, which is how long is famine? Famine is 40 years. So middle of famine, mid-late famine falls, and then that's still, you know, 100 years later. They're still kicking. The pirate nation's still kicking, but they have lost Korea by that stage, and then the last change is they get rid of an island next to the thing. I spent too long looking up metal coloring. Some people call copper a red metal, but it's mostly orange with a bit of pink and certain polishes or lights. Yeah, I mean, copper could work, but I don't think it's copper. It probably has copper involved. It could possibly be an alloy, but I don't know. It probably is just a fantasy metal. Like, for instance, what's it called? What's the fantasy metal? What's the fantasy one? Shit. Orichalcum. Orichalcum? That's the one I was thinking of. You can, or mithril, yeah, but I was thinking of orichalcum, because apparently in the original shit about Atlantis, it was a red metal like gold. And so you could possibly just, like, use that. I probably wouldn't use orichalcum by name. I'd give it a fantasy name, but I can probably base it off of orichalcum and just have it be a really nice, cool fantasy metal. And it might have, like, copper, like, handles and stuff. Like, they might use more standard materials for, like, you know, the handle and the hilt and stuff. But the actual blade is fantasy cool shit. that is very specifically not native to either Thrasin or any of the places that have appeared during, like, the fantasy bullshit. During the conjunction of the spheres stuff. It's not the conjunction of the spheres, but it is. Because, like, what? Which place? Like, these people on the country whose name should not be said, the Spire people, they have a bunch of materials that are rare, but they're not, like, they're pretty cool, but they're not, like, fantasy red metal cool. They're different metals. And then these people might actually have some of it because of the way that the elven geography works. They might actually have some of the red metal, but not a lot. Like, they don't have much. Like, they have very little fantasy red metal to throw around. And they probably don't sell it. Like, that is stuff that remains on the island of Noankayet. Like, if you find, like, a nugget of orichalcum, let's just say, you find the orich, it stays on that island. That orichalcum does not leave the island at that point. So they probably don't even know that Hiki Cool Dust has a blade of that material. Because why the hell would they, right? I can't call it blood iron. Because I already have a different kind. I already have 2 irons. Like, I have regular iron, which has, like, the magic stopping properties. And then I have planar iron, which has different magic properties. I could have blood iron, but it probably has a name. Which I can work with. I can have it be called blood iron in the common parlance, but then it has a specific name, because there are people who have it, which is the other people. On the other place that exists, it's, where is it? It is Snapperfrost. I should be able to have it. It is different continent. Probably mostly here, actually. They probably have it mostly over here. Because of, like, funky shit. Bloodsteel. Ooh, Bloodsteel sounds cool. They might go with that. Well, they probably, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look into the properties of iron and steel as weapons to make a decision on that as to, like, what its fantasy name would be. But I feel like having 3 different irons would get kind of confusing, especially if, like, the main defining trait of iron in the setting, I guess, is that it reacts to magic, right? So, like, normal baby iron, baby silver iron shit, it blocks magic. If you have iron, like, on a bracelet, you can't cast magic anymore. You can, but it's complicated. You can't cast most magic if there's iron on your person, or if there's a lot of it in your environment. Planar iron has, like, a weird, like, vibration if you use a certain type of magic near it, and so they went, oh, these are the same thing, right? These are all connected. So if the red metal has a magical reaction to if it has a reaction to magic, then they would call it iron. But if it doesn't, they would call it something else. Or if steel is iron, yeah. That's true. I can't use the word steel then. Then they can't use steel, because then they can't use magic. Well, some people can't. Well, ugh. Complicated. They could, but it would be complicated, wouldn't it? Because this one's black. So you can have white iron, black iron, and red iron. Real casual, like. Yeah. True. So if you, like, it's almost like polluting the iron, like, dilutes its anti-magic properties. In a way. Diluting it, yeah. You dilute the iron by adding shit to it. And then you can't use it. So they might, I don't know, I'd have to think about the iron effects. I might actually have to write an article about iron to explain the anti-magic shit. Because it is mentioned somewhere. I have discussed it at some point. It's come up somewhere, I'm sure. I think it's in the magic article. I mentioned iron in the magic article. Maguk. I think. Yeah. Well, anti-fae is different to anti-magic. is the thing, I guess. But yeah, that is true. Enhancement. I mentioned iron, right? Yeah, there it is, yeah. Terrestrial spells can be blocked by iron, but that's it. That's all I've said, is that it can be blocked by iron. So there is a lot of wiggle room as to what counts as iron and what it actually do. It's 98.5% iron and the carbon content. Ah, right, yeah. So they are mostly iron. And I feel like the amount is probably important. So if steel is like more than 90% iron, then it might not work. Or it might be kind of like, you might have to like basically roll a dice every time you cast magic. Like, this isn't a role-playing system, but like, if you have something made of steel on you, like a steel bracelet or something. Don't know why you'd have a steel bracelet, but go for it, right? You've got a steel bracelet and you try to cast a spell. There's a chance it might work. There's a chance that it absolutely won't. And you have no way of knowing. Because there's iron present, but is it enough? Is it enough iron, and is it close enough to like your soul to fuck you up? Where is the soul? Unclear. So, you know, there is that element. No, there's no chance that, well, actually, I mean, there isn't chance of explode, but that could possibly be what makes the red iron stand out, is maybe it like amplifies. Well, I guess, well, planar iron does do that. It technically like resonates, and maybe it does the thing. But maybe, I don't know, I have to think about it. The stuff. Oh no. Day, how could you do this? How dare you? How dare you pun in my chat? How dare you? I rage at you, sir. I rage. Yeah, so you can't have too much carbon, because otherwise it gets real whack. But you technically can if you do it really well. Right, because if you, like, I don't know, fold it or something, you can make it happen somehow. But it's a lot of effort. I'm sure they probably have figured out something to that effect. They have magic, so they can work with metals fairly well, except they can't really cast metal, like, magic at iron. So iron's kind of rough. So they actually might not, well, actually no, hold on. I really do need to write an article about iron, I think. I think I have to write an article about iron and explain exactly when and where and how it stops magic. Because now I'm getting confused as to whether you can actually cast fire on iron, or if it will block anything made by magic. Because at that point, what I'm going to get is I'm going to get an iron stick, and I'm just going to whack it at stuff. And I'm going to dispel magic with my iron stick. And it's going to rule. But it also means I have to actually light my forge manually. And that sucks. So at that point, iron would be fairly rare, because they would focus on metals that can be smithed with magic. It's way easier. Yeah, powder metallurgy. Whoa. Is the fire magic... Yeah, exactly. That's the question. Is the fire magic once it's been made? Like, once I've cast the magic and the fire is in the air, is it still magic? If yes, it will dissipate upon contact with iron. If no, then it won't. And that is the important question. And that's something I would have to figure out as to whether that actually does the thing. Because I don't know. I genuinely do not know. I haven't figured that out. Depends on the rank, because I'm assuming it... I'll write an article about it. Hold on. Oh god. It's the old template. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll do something else. Or because they've got magic, and since copper doesn't react to magic, you can do shit with it. So, you know. You just fancy it. You make iron kind of rare, but it's mostly rare because people don't want to actually go through the manual effort of forging it, because magic is way easier. Like, if I want to make a copper ingot, it's super easy. because I can just summon the fire from my hands to do it. All I need to do is like make a kiln, and then I can just pump fire at it really easily and control its temperature and stuff. It's really easy to do if you know what you're doing. But if you have to actually manually light the fire with like sticks rubbing together real hard, how are you going to control the temperature? You can't make iron ingots. So iron becomes rare because it's difficult to produce because no one wants to do it manually. But it might still be abundant in the world, like geologically. I don't know. I have to think about it. I'll put that in the iron cancels magic. Not sure if a spell is still magic once it leaves a person. Doesn't get used that much because it's probably difficult to forge with magic because of the dispelling shit. Yeah, we put that in the drafts. So we have an iron article. I'll write about that at some point. If we get a material challenge, oh baby, that'll be it. I'll write about iron. Yeah, mining with magic could be super easy. Easy stuff. It'd be really easy to just tell the earth to move. You just go through it. So you can mine pretty easily, but of course, then you hit an iron vein, you're like, well, shit. Beans. Yeah. Chromium. Huh, okay. This has become the metal stream now. Because this is cool. Oh god, no. No! You bastard. This. Oh, it's in stainless steel. That's neat. And it's a hard and brittle, so it's fairly brittle. But iron is fairly brittle as well, so like that can work pretty well. But we've got magic, so we can do special forging properties. Like you can hand wave it pretty well by saying like, yeah, we can make chromium weapons because I've got magic and we've figured it out. We've had 1,000 years to figure this out. You know, like we've had time. We've sorted it. Yeah, hard and brittle. It said hard and brittle in the Google preview, so but I figured they were very similar things. It basically means that if you hit it too hard, it go plit. Go You could alloy it with copper. Yeah, that could work. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm sure it works scientifically, so I'll just take your word at it. But that could function if I use chromium as the thing. As the main, like, metal that's used instead of iron, because iron is non-magic and Like, some people would go to the effort of making iron stuff, but that's, you know, it takes a lot of effort. And no one wants to have to do that. So it becomes a very, like, the rich have it because the rich want it to protect themselves. But you have to balance out protecting yourself from magic and protecting yourself from people who are just trying to stab you. Because if someone is trying to stab you, you'll want to cast magic against them. But if you're wearing iron, you can't. And so you have to do some wild stuff. Yeah. Yeah, sure. We can just use chromium. I can work with that. I can totally work with that. Because I haven't talked about metals much, aside from, like, the fantasy metal. So there is plenty of space for getting fancy with the stuff involved. So I can explore that at some point. I can go on a deep dive. Just make sure it's not hexavalent. Yeah, let's not get toxic up in here. So don't use the red chromium. Only use the white, the silvery one. Use the silver chromium, not the red. Oh, there are multiple colors. Oh, really? It's pretty colors? Holy shit. Oh, that rules. Yeah. Yeah, it's toxic and ugh. Wait. Oh! Oh, so sapphires and rubies are literally like... Oh! Oh! That's neat. That works really well, actually, because I have a bunch of ruby and sapphire stuff. So it's basically like cousin to that. And this is gonna be our, like, iron replacement for strong metal that do the stuff. Because it doesn't need to be that great. It needs to basically be better than copper, and I mean, you can work around that. Like, you know, copper isn't that great. I mean, it's great, but, like, you know, you can work with it. Yeah. Chromium is cool. I never heard of chromium because I did not do great in physics class, so I don't remember ever hearing about it. But it sounds about right. It sounds like something that would happen in my life, that I just wouldn't hear about cool metal that do the thing and sometimes is a gemstone. I'm like, whoa. Yo, that rules. Yeah, so chromium and copper can make a good ally. Yeah. That sounds pretty cool. And so that can be the iron replacement, and then we can just... Because then they might call the red stuff, right? Like the red stuff for the blade, they'd probably just call that type of chromium. They'd assume it's a very rare chromium. Or like maybe it's raw chromium, they think, or something. Like that's what they... Or blood chromium. Because it's like it's almost like a ruby, but it's still a metal. Wow, that's weird. And that's what they think it is. Meanwhile, on Abravost, well, Abravost would have chromium too, wouldn't it? Would they? Actually, that's a good question. Metal is hard. Metal is difficult to do. Metal is complicated. Because Australia doesn't have any. So that's an immediate downside. So since both of them are based in Australia, you have a problem. But we will find a spot for it. I'll find somewhere to just put it in. I'll find a chromium vein somewhere in Thrasten and Abravost to put it in. And that can work. Ah, I can put it in Sonachla. Oh, that rules. We'll put it in Sonachla. Yes! You will put a disease, way too much time on your hands, in a very scientific learning area. Yeah, and it's helpful, because I do not. I do not have a scientific learning orientation, so that's why, with all of our powers combined, like we all come into the Discord and our powers combine together, and you get like the history world builders and the food world builders and the science world builders, and we combine together into a world builder, but with way too much stuff. There's just too many things going on. It works really well for that. Because the only, like, I don't read science, I read, like, royal history. And that's where I am. If anyone wants stuff about, like, you know, I got it. I can tell you all that. Can't tell you science. Yeah. Oh yeah, we all dabble, but we also have specialties that we work on. Is usually how it works. I still haven't figured out what I assume mine is royal shenanigans, but I haven't written enough royal shenanigans in general to prove that. But I promise that's where my interests are. So I wrote how many words do you reckon that was? I can check. Oh, hold on, I won't lose that tab. I'll leave that tab up so I can put it in a note somewhere so that I don't forget. Because I do save the VODs, but I might forget, so I'll... oops. God damn it. Paste without formatting. How many words is it? Oh, I spelled a lot of words wrong. Oh, only 2 of them. Okay. How many words? 260 words! Woo! 2 hours! Excellent! We've done it. Oh yeah, breakfast time. Have fun with breakfast. Get the good food. Okay, so I'm gonna fix that spelling on reclamation, which I'm assuming has no I. And then harassing only has 1 S. Has 1 R. Okay, so it's harass. Harass. That's fine. I can work with that. Who are we streaming next? Because it is midnight, so I will have to hop off at some point. So, who is streaming next? Oh yeah, Bob's streaming next. Of course. Yeah. As usual, it's Tuesday. That's fine. We'll stream Bob in a little bit, but I might, while I'm here, while I'm in the area, in the zone, I might make my notes about this so I do not forget. I do need to sleep at some point, but it is only midnight. Only midnight. I usually go to sleep at like 2 o'clock, so there is time, but I I don't want to stay up too late because it is still a weekday and I have homework to do tomorrow. I like that. Oof. Oof. Good notes. Everything is good. Okay, so these are iron metal notes. There's a lot of whack stuff happening here. Like, what is... That's the... Did I finish? I did not finish... Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, dear. That's an article that needs to happen at some point. Oh, baby, we're in it now. Okay, so... iron is rare in that people don't use it because it hates magic. Instead of iron, the main metal is chromium, usually in an alloy with copper. I'm going to link to the chromium article. Oh no. Dang it. There we go. Oh. Yeah. Chromium. Oh, I need to put more spaces in because it's spaces. And then the cool, funky red blade in flaky cool dust is not made of that alloy, but is referred to as being made of blood alloy or something, because it's kind of similar and very cool. It's actually a fantasy metal, like, I don't know, mithril or orichalcum, or orichalcum, which is a metal pretty much only found in Galgos-Celti regions like the City Islands and some bits of the Krenar Mountains, i.e. not Thrasin at all, literally none. Literally none. There's just none of it. Doesn't exist. You just can't find it. No blood alloy for you. And that's fun. But it also means that if I eventually write an article about the blade or about the metal that the blade is made of, it's going to be a rough article to write because the knowledge is not even between the two places. So like there's what's a good example of another one? Like there's a couple of articles where one continent knows many things and one continent knows very little. So for instance, this article, Separation, this is a like big divine shenanigan situation. And the issue with it is that literally only one continent knows that it happened, or they both know that it happened, but only one of them knows what happened. Because the other one, they have no idea. Like Thrasin knows something happened, they don't know what. They just know that there was some weird shit going on in that year. Like everything was just weird. The stars got kind of funky. You know, some bits sort of shifted around a little bit, but like it was just kind of weird. And a year of bad omens. Meanwhile, in Abervost, it got fucky. Things went whack. So it's when I eventually come around to like edit this article a bit, because I will need to add a little bit about Thrasin and their perception of it, possibly like down here. They can have consequences. I can add them down here. It'll be like, yeah, they think something happened, but they don't know what. And so when you get to like the blood alloy, they'd be like, Abervost knows all about it because they literally have it in their hands and they know it's a very cool metal that a specific group of elves loves to use. And then Thrasin is like, we have one sword of this stuff. And possibly a couple of nuggets in, like, the Elf League. But that's it. That's all we have. We don't know anything about it. So that would be fun if I eventually write about that. Yeah. This is supposed to be about pirates, but we got some cool medals. Yeah. That's the good thing about world building, is you just find a bunch of other random stuff. And so basically, I'm prepped if there are any articles about materials or cool items. If I get to write about a sword, it's gonna be cool. God, I hope I get to write it. Do you reckon we will get like an item or material challenge at some point? Because we haven't had one in ages. I think this one's a material. Like the coins and currency challenge was a material. But I don't think we've had actually an item template. So that could be really cool, actually. I would like an item template, please. Oh, posture check. Posture check. Ah. I was leaning forward to look at my computer. Posture check. Ah. Hydrate. Got it all. So we had organization, geography, prose? That was a prose one, wasn't it? That wasn't a language article, it was a prose article. No? It is, yeah, prose. That was a prose article. Oop. Then we had a ritual article, I think, what that was under. We had a person. I don't drink coffee. I do have chocolate cupcakes in the kitchen though, so I might, once the stream is done, I'm gonna go and just eat that. But I don't drink coffee, so it's just water. But I have a lot of it, so it's all good. Was this an item? I do have a lot of tea, but I don't drink tea. I literally just drink water and like lemonade. But chocolate cupcake will do it if I get, well, I probably should go to sleep. I shouldn't really consume much, but like, yeah. This is okay, this was an item template. Okay. So coin was an item. And this was a document, a settlement, a myth, a building, an organization. I didn't do that challenge. I don't know what was going. I want to write about weapons or a material. Let me write about a material. Next fancy challenge. Let me write about cool metals. I want to write about something. Alright, see you, Comfy Coils. Thank you for dropping by. I'll be following you out because this I will have to end the stream in a little bit. So I probably should actually head off and start reading. Oh, there you go. I should actually start the rating of Bob, but we'll be confused. Why am I not there yet? So I was busy writing about something. So we will have to do the rating at some point. Because this is the Tuesday stream. This is not the Saturday stream where I stay up late. No extra Minecraft hour. It's Tuesday. No extra Minecraft hour. I thought about it, but no. That is a Saturday thing. Because on Saturdays I can stay up late with no consequences. I mean, I can on Tuesdays as well, but like, it's Tuesday. I should probably get decent sleep on weekdays. So Saturday, extra Minecraft hour. Tuesday now. So, damn it. I spelt the username wrong. There we go. Alright. We'll be rating RPG Dinosaur Bob. Because it is his 2-hour session now. But I had much fun discussing the many things, talking about movies that I have not seen, and books that I have not read, and metals that I didn't know existed. Because that's the good shit. That's what world building is all about. It's about finding random things and having a fun time while doing it. So thank you all for stopping by. I hope you had a lovely time and that you have a lovely day wherever and whatever you are doing. I guess, well, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And sometimes pirates. Sometimes pirates happened as well. You know, the topic. So, thank you for stopping by. Bob will treat you all very well if you carry on. I haven't figured out a raid call yet, but we have a raid emote, which you can use your toast slices to claim if you want. You can claim the toast if you use the toast slices. You can raid, you can spam that. And that is the closest thing I have to a raid call. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.